Welcome to the Chick-fil-A Eufaula. Welcome to Chick-fil-A Eufaula Coaches Show. Already into week number 4 of the 2022 season. Tigers come in 3-0. Congratulations, Coach, on a great win last week at Greenville.
Thank you.
I mean, that was a dominating effort, 43-0 in the third quarter, 43-7 final. I mean, outstanding job. Players played well, and good job to the whole staff.
Yeah, I appreciate it. As the players played a tremendous game, and we had a good game plan that Tito's to my coaching staff.
Well, Coach, I mean, we saw some new wrinkles last week, I guess you could say, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Had Big Pat and some other offensive linemen doing double duty as they played some on the defensive side.
Yeah, we know they was really run-heavy team, so we needed some more beef down on the D-line, and, they really didn't pass that much. So we brought over some old linemen that we thought they could give us some beef and some help down there on the D-line.
Yeah, and we watched them warm up obviously as we got there early, and we watched their whole pregame warm ups and what have you, and just like always, they had big, good looking athletes. I mean, I was a little concerned, to be quite honest. I mean, before the game, I mean they walk out for the coin toss, and Big 75 was looking eye to eye with Pat, and then 59 I think it was 6'4", 305, and then the tailback was listed at 6'1", 220, might have been a little bigger than that. And when he broke the touchdown run in the second half, he had pretty good speed as well. Quarterback was a big player, but the defense did their job. The starting defense did not give up a first down, according to our stats, against Greenville. That's just outstanding.
Yeah, defense played tremendously. They played well around the game. And, our goal going into the game was stop the run. We thought if we stopped the run that our chances was very good to win that game. And that's exactly what they did. Like you said, I know at halftime they didn't have a first down at halftime. So defense played tremendously.
Well, we had Doug and I chart separately. I chart the possession, play-by-play on possession. He charts his individual stats. Adding up his, we were within 3 yards, but he at the most they had 10 yards of offense at halftime according to our stats, which is unbelievable in 5 possessions. So another thing that happened Friday night is we won the turnover battle for the first time this year.
We did. That was really exciting for us to win the turnover battle right there. And I tell them all the time, if we win the turnover battle, our percentage of winning the game is really, really, really high. So
okay.
I was excited about winning that turnover battle.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, I mean, you got to get little improvements. I know y'all preach ball security all the time, and, it's good to see it actually translate into the game, I'm sure. But looking around last week, Charles Henderson won as well. I guess they played Thursday night, so we're both 2-0 in the region and 3-0 overall. So it looks right this moment like a 2-horse race in the region.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But we got a couple games before we can look forward to Charles Henderson in the region. We got some other region games before that we need to take care of business first.
No doubt. And Headland is just outside the top 10 in the sports writers poll. Of course, you follow Headland to number 9 this week. I know you don't look at that kind of stuff, but I was just going to let you know in case you hadn't seen it yet. I'm just playing. Anyway, but we're going to come back and kind of continue our recap of the Greenville game last week. You're listening to the Chick-fil-A of Eufaula Coaches Show on the Eufaula Tiger football broadcast. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Tiger fans. Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Hey Tiger fans, this is Lauren Streeter with Wiregrass Realty, and I'm here to tackle all your real estate needs. Let's team up and make a touchdown on your new home. Give me a call today, 334-614-7409. Go Tigers!
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool lake breeze on a hot summer day or by a warm fire on a cold night? Make every room in the house as inviting as the next. Also, make the air fresh and clean for everyone and keep humidity where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. Contact Brown Heating and Air Condition, 714 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-5244.
In life, some things just go together. like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
All right, we're back on the Chick-fil-A Eufaula Coaches Show here with Coach Jernigan. Last week we talked about it, 43-7 over Greenville. Impressive region win. Back-to-back road games. I mean, Headland and Greenville on the road to open up region play, and you can't do any better than we did. We're 2-0, 3-0 overall. And the Tigers are so balanced on offense coming into this week through 3 games, averaging, I'm sure you know this information, but 190 yards through the air and 178 on the ground. I mean, that's almost a 50-50 split. Defense is doing a great job as well. 110 yards through the air. They're giving up 132 yards on the ground. So overall, I mean, just a great job. We talked about the turnovers last week. We won the turnover battle. And so, that's getting better. But one thing I want to ask, other people have asked me to ask this, and you see I wrote it in, punt return. I'm sure that's something we continue to work on. But into the 4th week, that is it's almost like it's a snake bit situation there right now. Because, I mean, we know some of the guys that have been back there, especially against Greenville, have good hands. It's just unfortunate. It's like it's a curse at this point.
Yeah, that's something we work on every day, and we're going to continue working on it. As of right now, we're just going to do it by committee, Whatever my gut tells me to go with Friday night, that's what we're going to go with. It could change at every series. But, right now, whatever my gut tells me to go with, that's what we're going with. The main thing about punt return, and I tell them this all the time, being a former punt returner, is all about getting the jump. The jump off when the punter punts the ball, you got to get that jump of reading the ball right there. We're waiting too late when the ball's in the air and then you're trying to track it wise. And now you still got to track it, but if you get that initially jump off of it to get where it's going, I try to tell them, maybe we need another punt return coach because that's on me because I coach him every day at practice. So maybe we need somebody else to coach him.
Well, you're about as experienced as anyone. You're more qualified than most to coach that. I mean, having done it at the levels that you've done it at. And but, I mean, even if we fair caught every punt, we'd be so much further ahead if we could get a sure catch on every ball.
Yeah, for sure. And, we getting better, Like I tell my boys every day, I'm not getting down on them. That's something we just got to continue to practice every day, and we do it every day. So hopefully we get better at it, and Friday night, hopefully we do it well.
That's right. And so as we turn our attention, like I said, we talked about a little bit about what happened last week with us winning on the road. Charles Henderson defeated Carroll. Headland, they're 3-1 on the season. Their only loss came to us as they went on the road and beat Rehoboth. They're looking pretty good. Carroll, of course, we lost to Charles Henderson, and that pretty much so wraps up their region. So out of region this week and next week as we got that long road trip, but we'll talk about that as we come into next week, that long trip to Pell City. So, but the important thing here with Pike Road as we go into our next segment, Pike Road, that school's only been around. Are they playing their 5th year of football this year? I think
somewhat, yeah.
Something like that. But it's just been unreal. And the crazy thing is, the coach we played last week, I think it's Coach Browning.
Yeah, he was there before.
He was the only coach. He was the only coach for Pike Road prior to
Rigby.
Coach Rigby this year, and they are overall 42-7 coming into this year, winning the state championship in 5A last year. It's just unreal. The success they've had in a short period of time up there. So tough opponent coming in. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we come back in the next segment. You're listening to the Chick-fil-A of Eufaula Coaches Show, and we'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Tiger fans. Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700.
Does your IT infrastructure or computer equipment have you sidelined? Don't throw in the towel yet. Call Chris Wertz at Wertz Consulting at 334-695-2820.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
On the Chick-fil-A Eufaula Coaches Show. Coach, as we said, Pike Road comes in this week 2-2 overall. They lost their first two games against really tough competition. They lost to Hillcrest Tuscaloosa on the road 28-21. Hillcrest is good every year. Marist, Georgia, we're not that familiar with, but I understand they're a pretty good team over in Georgia. They came to Pike Road and defeated the Patriots the second game of the year, but since then they've won two games in region against Wetumpka and Lanier, so they're 2-0 in region play in Region 2 6A, just like we are in Region 2 5A. But the thing that most people are concerned with, we had a question come in during the commercial break. Anthony Rogers is the outstanding sophomore running back for Pike Road. He had 4 touchdowns last week against Lanier, averaged over 10 yards a carry. Of course, I know you can't tell us, but they want to know what we're going to do to slow him down and keep him from getting to the outside against us and using his great speed.
I mean, that's just going to take a whole defensive effort. I mean, player like that, you can't say you're going to go in the game and say you're just going to stop him. I mean, because he's an elite player and too dynamic. You can't just go in the game and say, like, we're going to stop him. But, just the main thing, just like you said, slow him down and contain him. That's going to take a whole defensive effort. Just everybody rallying to the ball, pursuit to the ball, and it's just being focused on defense and have your right keys and everybody having their right reads on them. So it's just going to take a whole group effort. I mean, because he's too good of an athlete, just say you're going to go in the game and just stop him.
Well, they've had a lot of talent come through there. They had a back last year. I think it was McJunkin or something like that.
Yeah, it was not Ole Miss.
I was going to say, playing in the SEC. So they've had a wealth of talent at Pike Road so far. But what kind of offense should we see from Pike Road? We know that Rogers is a good back, but what kind of base sets do they come out in? What do they do?
Well,
primarily?
man, I mean, everybody knows Rick from the last 4 years. He run the double wing. Ran it here, and he also run a spread too. So, he spread it out a little bit, try to throw it around a little bit, but his main thing, he want to run the ball. I mean, we all know that. I wouldn't be surprised if he coming in the game Friday trying to do some different wrinkles against us, But our defense has been playing really good, and I got all the confidence in the world in our defense. I mean, our D-line been playing good. We've been flying around, running to the ball. So, I know everybody talking about Pike Road offense and the running back they has. I mean, but our defense been playing tremendously well, and I got all the confidence in the world in them.
Well, and speaking of that, going back to last week with Greenville, I think 114 yards of offense total is all Greenville had, and the majority of that came after we substituted in the fourth quarter. I'd say the majority of that yardage happened in the fourth quarter, probably 70 or 80 yards of that. So, like you said, the defense.
And the main thing is Anthony Rogers, I mean, he's going to make some plays. I mean, he's just that good of an athlete. He's going to make some plays. Our thing is, defensive side, we got to forget that. When he make that big play, just limit him to big plays. I mean, like I said, he's a great athlete. He's going to have big plays, but don't get discouraged when he have a big play. Forget about it and come back for the next play.
Right. So defensively, we talked about their offense a little bit. Everybody knows about Rogers. I know they sent a D tackle to D1 last year. What kind of defense does Pike Road run?
They had a good D line. I think 9-7-5. Those their guys down in the defensive line. Me personally, watching the film, I think 7's the better one. I don't know. He can really go. Secondary, they got some good players in the secondary, and we expect Coach Hudson. He was here as a DC. He's a great defensive coordinator. But we expect him bringing some pressure, trying to get us uncomfortable back there. So we just got to take our time, take what the defense give us, and don't try to do too much. Just play our game.
Well, I saw where I don't know if they forced these turnovers, but they got 5 turnovers from Lanier last week, which, I mean, it's hard to win a football game if you turn it over 5 times.
Correct.
So I know that's going to be something super important for us, the ball security, but I don't know if their defense. I guess they had a part to play in it if Lanier had 5 turnovers.
Yeah, Bobby got them flying around, bringing pressures from everywhere. But we just got to play our game on offense. If we play our game, I'm confident we can move the ball. But we just got to play our game, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think our kids play well at home on our crowd, so I think we got that advantage right there. And just come out, like you said before, play our game. We can't worry about what they're going to do, and we just got to react to and make adjustments.
I understand.
As it come.
Okay. And, it's interesting. We've had a different leading rusher in every game so far this year as far as I know that Red has led us in 2 of the games, but he didn't play against Headland. But Chubb Nelson came in, did a great job. Red Harris was the leading rusher against Stanhope, and then again last week at Greenville. But we got a pretty good 1-2 punch back there now.
Yeah, they've been running the ball tremendously well. I call them Deuce Deuce, so got number 2, then you got 22. So I give them a little nickname Deuce Deuce, So anytime, they rotate, like I told Coach, I don't care who's in the game. Both of those guys can get us the yard we want, and all of them know the whole playbook. So, I don't care who's at the game. One can take a long run, get the other one out, give them a blow, and come back with the other one. So they're doing tremendous. Coach Lamb doing a great job with those running backs right there. And my offensive line played tremendously last game again. So for them to be so young, they continue playing good. But, they got a Taz up on their hand this game because that D-line they got is the real deal.
So what kind of size will we see from Pike Road on the D-line?
You got number 9, Malik Blockton. He's probably about 6'5", 2 something. So he's a good player, and then you got number 7 down at your nose tackle, who's the better of the 3 that I think that can move around more, and pretty much move, and he uses his hand really well. So we just gotta, block those guys and know what those guys did at all time.
So do they come out in a base 3-man or 4-man front?
3-man, but it turns to a 4-man. And they're bringing pressure from everywhere, but it's a base 3-man front.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And we talked about the running game, and you said deuce, but then you've got Jave, who's 20. So it's from us standpoint with old eyes up in the press box, 22 and 20. It's kind of hard to – we don't always know who it is immediately, but they've all done a good job. Jave's going to be a good back, just a sophomore. So, and, of course, I don't think did he not play against Greenville, Jave?
He came in a little spot due towards the end, but, he's going to continue to play more. Like he said, he's still growing. He's young. Some things he got to freshen up in his pass blocking and pass protection. But he's going to be a good back for us.
No doubt. And Aurelia Slaughter had a great game on those. I don't know what – so we can properly call the play. I'll call it a speed sweep, but it's kind of a shuffle pass forward as he comes in motion. What is that play called?
Just a jet. Just a jet sweep.
Jet sweep. Okay. All right. Well, we'll call it. But he had a bunch of yards on
Slaughter played really good. We need him to continue playing like that. And all around, I think offense, we're clicking at the right time, and we just got to continue to get better. I think we still left some points out there on the board, though. So we just, I think Copeland threw 1 pick. He didn't see the guy throw it blind, so we just got to continue getting better.
Yeah, well, that was the only turnover of the game, so it was a great job. So we were very happy, and I know all the Tiger fans, I've heard nothing but good things this week, and very complimentary of, like I said, from the players to the coaches all the way around.
And I know we talked about special teams earlier, but kickoff did a little onside pooch kick right there that we got back last week.
That's right.
Been working on that for a week.
No doubt. That worked out really.
So that was another bright spot. Cooper Wingate with a perfect kick that he's been working on all week.
That worked very well. Caught them off guard because they were peeling back, and it was easy. I was concerned when we covered it so easily. I was concerned they didn't go 10 yards.
Yeah.
And so then I looked. I said, it was 12 or 13 yards down. So, it was no problem at all. But
so that's another bright spot.
He did a good job. Right, and since you bring that up, he's been doing an outstanding job on his point after touchdowns. From our vantage point, which is not perfect, but it looks straight down the middle. His mechanics seem to be very, very good.
Yeah, especially after that first week. And when I think about Cooper, he's young. He got a lot of growing to do, but he comes every week ready to practice. Even when he's not practicing kicking, he's getting the receiver line and catch balls and stuff. So that's the thing about him. He comes ready to work, and he wants to get better. So.
Well, that's great. I think we had a 5-yard penalty on one of our point after touchdowns last week, and it made no difference. He kicked it through with a lot of room to spare. So he did a really, really good job. And we mentioned Cotton, but a good job through there. He was 12 of 20 for 242 and 3 touchdowns. That's And then we had that long play, the 62-yard play that was
Pew.
Yeah, to Pew. It just seemed like we had a bunch of chunk plays. Of course, that play that came right before halftime. I'm thinking
right before half when I guess they thought we was trying to milk the clock and trying to get the perfect play call. Coach Jernigan called a good call right there, and then we caught him off guard with a little slip screen out there, and Pew took it 60 yards.
That was on third down.
Correct.
So, yeah. So because we let the clock run all the way down, then we called timeout, and that was a good strategic move on your part or whoever made the decision because
well, we was going to let it melt down anyway and call a timeout, but Coach Jernigan is one that been working with that play all week, and so perfect time to call it.
No doubt. And Pew did a great job running the ball. He for a tight end, of course, he's kind of a hybrid tight end, but he looks like he's got pretty good speed for that position.
Yeah, he's playing really well. I mean, Pew got great hands. I mean, if you look at him, you think he really don't have great hands, but he really have great hands, and he can move to be his size. So I tell him every week at practice, I mean, his blocking going to take her so far because he can catch the ball, and he's a matchup for other defenders that are trying to guard him because we can always attach him and then detach him and stand him up and let him run routes.
He's a matchup problem. So, and speaking of his hands, the first touchdown we scored, it looked like he fell down but caught the ball.
He tripped, and I actually conceived when I was standing there. I thought that the defender tipped it and he caught it, but he was falling down on his back and he reached up and snagged it out of the air with one hand.
Yeah, well, I couldn't tell it was a one-handed catch, but it was unusual looking because it looked like he was laid all the way back.
Yeah, he was falling down on his back and he reached up with one hand and just snatched it out of the air. Reached
up and snatched it. It was an unusual looking play, but it was a great play on his part. I mean, the degree of difficulty was very high.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, but Pike Road coming in, and a big game tomorrow night. Of course, we'll have it for you here tomorrow night, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. But Coach Jernigan, best wishes, and hope we're sitting here this time next week 4-0.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, stay around. We're going to have Coach Joseph Dove, the defensive backs coach for the Eufaula Tigers, coming up after this commercial break. You listen to Eufaula Tiger football here from Chick-fil-A of Eufaula. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Tiger fans. Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940.
That's impressive.
Your transportation is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive. From a major crash to a small dent, Impressive can help.
Now Impressive.
They work closely with all insurance companies and give you a great price on your minor mishaps.
Wow, impressive.
And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers.
Impressive. Give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-4400.
When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Sam Wise in Eufaula today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And we're back on the Chick-fil-A Eufaula Coaches Show. I'm joined now by Coach Joseph Dove, defensive backs coach for Eufaula High School.
Yep.
Welcome, Coach Dove.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you're not a stranger to anyone here in the community. You've been here for a while. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been here, your family.
Okay, my wife and I moved here in 2012. I did my first 4 years helping middle school football, and then I think it was Moore's second year. He moved me up to help with varsity, and I've been doing varsity ever since. So I think this is my 7th. I was just thinking about the other day. It's my 7th year doing varsity football.
Boy, time flies, doesn't it?
I know it sure does.
Yeah. And so where are you from originally?
Originally from Andalusia, Alabama. My wife and I both, that's where we're originally from.
Okay. So when do you Andalusia High School?
That's right.
Okay. Was and I can't remember the the great basketball coach from down
Robertson.
Robertson. Was
yes,
he
was. He coached football my freshman year, and then he was strictly basketball out of that, but he was basketball throughout.
Okay, well, good deal. Well, defensive backs coach, got a task, I guess, with Pike Road coming in. Everybody talks about the running back. They got some pretty good receivers,
sure.
too, I understand.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about a little bit about Eufaula first before we talk about Pike Road.
Uh-huh.
I mean, held Greenville. They didn't have a great passing attack, but still held them to like 14, 17. Not many yards to the air at all. So
from my standpoint, our guys, it was pretty easy night. They were so run heavy, but our focus was, hey, if he busts through, we've got to be there to get him. And in any kind of passing they do, we've got to be awake. A lot of times, you go against offense like that, you get lulled to sleep, run, and they slip a pass on you. So our focus was don't let that happen. If he breaks through, make the tackle. But, there wasn't a whole lot of action last week our way. Really proud of our guys, and that really goes to our defensive line and linebackers, attacking at the line, behind the line. We were looking the other day, the starters had negative 13 yards when we pulled them in the third quarter, and then we brought a bunch of young guys in there, and they finished the game for us. So defense did an excellent job last week.
No doubt they did. And like I said, we charted it. Greenville did not have a first down against the starting defense for Eufaula. So, I mean, I don't know that I can ever remember a situation like that against a quality opponent. I mean, Greenville's good year in and out. They had athletes. It wasn't like
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and a coach that's been successful his previous stop, he lost 7 games in 4 years prior to going to Greenville. So that was an outstanding job by you guys. It seems like in the secondary we've called Nick Floyd's name a lot this year. I know he's had 2 or 3 interceptions on the year.
He has. He's a senior, and he's played every year he's been there, and he's pretty much turned into the leader of that unit, and he's done a really good job. With the corner position, I've got 2 guys who've never played football before. But they're both athletic guys, 6'2", something you don't get very often in high school football. So he's kind of helped, mold them, make sure they're in the right spot, and it's just kind of got that thing going with the secondary.
I did not realize that our corners were that tall.
Yes, both of them are 6'2". As a matter of fact, the guy that Malik Comer, he tore his ACL right before the Stanhope game. He's 6'2" as well, and he'll be back next year. So just something, usually I don't have guys, with that luxury, but I was blessed with it this year.
That's great. And, of course, they've been tested, too, because Stanhope, that first game, right out of the gate, I mean, the receiver, and I can't remember his name, but
he's the one committed to Troy. Very proud. Watching on film, I was a little concerned because it was my guys, first real game. And, man, they held up on their end. They did their job. They were where they're supposed to be, and I was real proud of them for that one. They've done a good job all year tracking. Right now they're averaging, I think, 3.4 yards a catch and right at 102 yards reception per game so far this year.
That's really good. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
So what – for people listening at home, some people get into this, but do we play – is our base a man or a zone?
It's a little bit of a mixture. Prior, the big adjustment was prior defense. It was man heavy, and so that's all they knew. A lot of the guys, and so with Coach Rivers coming in, we went to a lot of zone, and so it took a while. Adjusting. Hey, your eyes are supposed to be here in zone. You're supposed to be here in man, and throughout they've gotten better and better and better. So it's a mixture of both.
Well, I guess you've got some challenges in both things. In zone, you've got to know your responsibility.
You got to be in the right spot. That's right.
That's
right. But like I said, early on when he first got there, a lot of guys they just didn't understand the concept. Hey, this is where you're supposed to be. Don't be worried about that receiver going there. You do your job being in your spot. And they throughout summer camp, fall camp, it's kind of clicked to them, and they're starting to understand it now.
That's right. Well, so Nick is a senior, and you said as you said he has seemed to be the leader, and he's the leader of the defensive backs.
Sure.
How do we stack up on the corners, and as far as classmen? Are they underclassmen?
Okay, you've got Zion Williams. Like I said, this is his first time ever playing. Brilliant kid, very athletic. He's a senior, 6'2". Then you've got the new one also. Is never played before, Tony Coleman. Very athletic as well. He's a junior. So you've got them, and like I said, the next guy that would be in line behind them would be Malik Comer. He's a junior as well.
Okay.
You have Caden Ingram at safety back there as well. He's a senior.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen Caden playing quite a bit. So how many guys are on the typical rotation in the secondary?
Usually you've got, a couple of backup guys at corner, a couple of backup guys at safety as well.
Okay. So challenge, I guess, Pike Road tomorrow night's the next one up is the most important one. So
absolutely,
we wish you all the best in that
well,
game, and it's just an interesting situation when you got a former coach coming.
I know it. I'm looking,
Rigby.
Familiar faces. We're all looking forward to it. I'm excited. The kids are excited. It's going to be a fun night.
And I should have asked Coach Jernigan while he was here, and I don't even see him anymore. Do we have a return trip to Pike Road next year?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a 2-game series as it typically is. So it'll be interesting to see those guys 2 years in a row.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Wish you all the best tomorrow night.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys joining us here on the Chick-fil-A Eufaula Coaches Show. We'll be here with you once again next Thursday night, 6 o'clock, previewing the Pell City game and reviewing hopefully a Tiger victory tomorrow night over Pike Road. We'll have the game for you at 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Join us tomorrow night. For tonight, that's all for this show. We'll see you next week.
Hey, Tiger fans. Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are so excited to be the official sponsor of the weekly Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show for the 2022 football season. Join us for the live show at Chick-fil-A Eufaula every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Proudly serving the Eufaula area for over 30 years, Works Consulting is here to help you with all of your IT needs. Call Chris Works at 334-695-2820.
Hey Tiger fans, this is Lauren Streeter with Wiregrass Realty, and I'm here to tackle all your real estate needs. Let's team up and make a touchdown on your new home. Give me a call today, 334-614-7409. Go Tigers!
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Eufaula, call Alpha agents Keith or Brooke Ryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.